What if the key to understanding our world lies not in the stars we see, but in the shadows they cast? For centuries, a single planet has loomed large in the human psyche: Saturn. A god, a planet, a symbol of time, power, and darkness. Its enigmatic black cube has woven itself into the fabric of ancient myths and modern hypotheses. Tonight, we embark on a journey through time and space to uncover the secrets of Saturn worship. Is it merely mythology, or something far more sinister? Buckle up, because the truth might just change the way you see the world. Segment 1. Saturn in Mythology. Let's begin in the ancient world, where Saturn wasn't just a planet, but a deity shrouded in mystery. In Roman mythology, Saturn was identified with the Greek titan Cronus, a figure who inspired both reverence and fear. Cronus, the youngest son of Earth and Heaven, did the unthinkable. He castrated his father, Uranus, with a sickle, severing the heavens from the earth. Why would a god commit such a brutal act? Was it rebellion or destiny? Cronus ruled during a fabled golden age, a time when life was said to be gentle and free. But his reign was tainted by paranoia. Prophesied to be overthrown by his child, he swallowed each of his offspring at birth: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, until his wife, Rhea, tricked him. She hid their youngest, Zeus, and fed Cronus a stone instead. Zeus grew in secret, and with his siblings waged a 10-year war against the Titans, banishing Cronus to the depths of Tartarus. But here's where it gets strange. In Rome, Saturn wasn't just a defeated god. He was celebrated during the Saturnalia, a festival where the world turned upside down. Slaves dined with masters, and chaos reigned for a day. Why honor a god of such dark origins? Some say Saturn was an exile, a figure who saw the world differently, making him the perfect patron for those on society's fringes. Segment 2. The Roman Saturnus. So, who was the Roman Saturnus before he became Cronus's twin? Scholars have long puzzled over this. Some, like the ancient writer Varro, linked his name to Satis, sowing crops, tying him to agriculture. Others, like historian Franz Altheim, suggest an Etruscan origin, perhaps tied to a clan called Satre. His name even appears in the ancient songs of the Salii, Rome's archaic priests, hinting at a deep, primal significance. But here's the twist. Saturn's temple sat on the Capitoline Hill, guarding Rome's treasury. He was linked to weights, measures, and even the minting of coins. A god of chaos, yet a keeper of order. And then there's his festival, the Saturnalia, where social norms dissolved. Was this a celebration of freedom, or a symbolic gesture hinting at a far older, far darker presence? Saturn was also tied to Lua, a goddess to whom captured weapons were dedicated. She was a very divided deity in character. On one hand, Lua provided the Romans with a means to atone for the violence and brutality of war through rituals held in her honor. On the other, she was known as a potentially destructive and fearsome war goddess, one whose wrath had to be appeased. War, wealth, and rebellion. Saturn was no simple deity. Segment 3. The Planet of Gloom. As centuries passed, Saturn's identity grew even more complex. Babylonian astrologers linked the planet Saturn to Ninurta, a god of war and hunting, infusing it with cruelty and savagery. By medieval times, Saturn was the planet of limitation, cold, slow, and menacing. Astrologers called it the most dangerous of celestial bodies. Those born under Saturn's influence were said to be Saturnine, gloomy, secretive, even malicious. Picture Shakespeare's King Lear, raging against his fate, or a recluse plotting in the shadows. Saturnians were cautious, methodical, yet burdened by a sense of confinement. They excelled in roles demanding discipline: business, government, the church. but at what cost? Their hearts, some said, were cold in charity. Could a planet really shape human destiny this way? Or was this law a way to explain the unexplainable? Segment 4. Saturn in the Arts. But Saturn's shadow doesn't end with myths or stars. It seeps into the canvas of human imagination. Artists drawn to the god's duality of creation and destruction have long portrayed Saturn in ways that chill the soul. Let's step into the world of occult-themed art, where Saturn's dark mystique takes form. Consider Francisco Goya's haunting masterpiece, Saturn Devouring His Sun, 1819 to 1823. This isn't just a depiction of Cronus's myth, it's a descent into madness, a visual scream of a god driven by fear and hunger. Goya, painting in his later years, was gripped by his own darkness, and Saturn became his vessel. Was this merely artistic expression, or a glimpse into something occult, something forbidden? Then there's the work of William Blake, whose occult visions often danced with Saturn's themes. His painting The Ancient of Days, 1794, shows a godlike figure wielding a compass, a nod to order and limitation, Saturn's domain. Blake's radiant yet ominous figure, with a starry void behind. Blake, steeped in esoteric traditions, saw the divine as both creator and destroyer, much like Saturn's dual nature. Did he paint to reveal hidden truths or to warn us? In the 19th century, occult-themed art flourished, with Saturn's symbolism appearing in alchemical and Rosicrucian works. The black cube, tied to Saturn, often appeared as a symbol of hidden knowledge, its stark geometry hinting at cosmic order and confinement. Artists like Gustave Doré, with his dark engravings of Dante's Inferno, echoed Saturn's melancholic and punishing spirit, portraying realms where time and fate trap the soul. Why did these artists gravitate towards Saturn's gloom? Perhaps they sensed a deeper truth, that Saturn's influence, whether as a god or a planet, speaks to humanity's fear of time's passage and the unknown. These paintings aren't just art, they're portals to the occult, inviting us to question what lies beyond the veil. Segment 5. The Black Cube and Saturn's Secrets. Now we arrive at the heart of the mystery, the Black Cube. Across cultures, this symbol is tied to Saturn, representing time, morality, and even death. But why is Saturn identified with the Black Cube? Saturn's North Pole features a remarkable hexagonal storm, a persistent cloud pattern. In Islam, the Kaaba in Mecca, a black cube, draws millions in pilgrimage, its form echoing Saturn's rings. In Judaism, Tefillin, black boxes worn on the forehead, symbolize divine law and time's passage. Even in Christianity, the cross, when unfolded, reveals a cube. But the cube's meaning runs deeper. Some claim it's tied to a secret cult of Saturn, a shadowy group manipulating humanity for centuries. Speculation, perhaps. Yet NASA's images of a hexagonal storm on Saturn's North Pole, a cube-like shape, add fuel to the fire. Is this just nature's geometry, or a cosmic sign? The cube, some say, is a gateway to esoteric knowledge, guarded by those who worship Saturn's dark power. Segment 6. Saturn, Satan, and Control. Here's where the story takes a chilling turn. Saturn's dark reputation led to whispers of a connection to Satan. Both tied to death, decay, and the color black, their names even sound eerily similar. In ancient pagan myths, Saturn was linked to Pan, a half-goat figure some see as Satan's ancestor. In various ancient mythologies and certain occult practices, Saturn, or its equivalent Cronus, is linked to darkness, restriction, and occasionally malevolence. This connection, combined with the phonetic similarity between Saturn and Satan, has prompted a logically relationship between the two. Dark structures abound, A cult of Saturn pulling strings behind world events. The growing disconnect between increasingly undemocratic governments and their citizens, the growing global influence of unchecked corporations, and public efforts to address global problems. These efforts often exacerbate chaos and erode individual rights and social freedoms. This suggests that hidden forces may be manipulating events behind the scenes. From the lineage of US presidents to Prince Charles's rumored ties to Vlad the Impaler, some claim a hidden bloodline controls society. Symbols like the all-seeing eye and Saturn's rings appear in corporate logos and pop culture. Think Sauron's ring in Lord of the Rings. Are these coincidences or clues to a grander scheme? The cult, it's said, believes by fueling wars and division, it is able to trap humanity's energy, directing it towards Saturn. So what does this all mean? Is Saturn worship a relic of ancient myth, or a living force shaping our world? The truth may lie in our ability to question. The black cube, the Saturnalia, the myths of Cronus, and the haunting canvases of artists, they remind us that power, whether divine or human, thrives in shadows. But knowledge is our light. By exploring these mysteries, we reclaim our agency. The cult of Saturn, if it exists, relies on our ignorance. Let's challenge the narratives we're fed, question the symbols around us, and seek personal ascension. The power to break free lies within us. Will you take the first step? Subscribe for more mysteries unveiled. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows of Saturn worship and the Black Cube. If this intrigued you, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more deep dives into the unknown. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think Saturn's true influence is? Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking, and stay curious.